See, I try and keep, I don't want to be a dinosaur, Owen. Right, I'll tell you what this is. I try and stay open-minded. I try and understand the generations behind me and all that. I try and stay woke. It's just hard. It's hard to keep up with the constant software updates. There's always something new. Like, I'm helping my mum, right? My mum is in the process of moving house, right? And we found a box in my mum's loft, right? A box, we're clearing out all the old Found a box full of my old school books, and a bit of nostalgia got the better of me, and I'm looking through all my old school books. And on the front, one of the school books, there was graffiti. And it said, this might be a bit Scottish, but I will translate. Right? It said that your ma, right? You get that? It said your ma's got balls, right? Balls or balls. It said your ma's got balls and your dad loves it. Now this was a very common insult in Glasgow in the late 90s, but I'm now reading it in 2023, thinking how this has aged beautifully into an empowering, uplifting message of self-acceptance. If I showed that to Owen's generation, they would get emotional. Go on. Isn't that just beautiful what they wrote? Your ma's got balls and your dad loves it. Your mother found the courage to embrace her true identity, and your father was supportive. Beautiful. See, that's how woke a city Glasgow is. We don't get enough credit for how open-minded and progressive we are. And sometimes we don't mean it. Sometimes it's very subtle. Like I was in a taxi in Glasgow, and the taxi driver had recognised me, and he was telling me how difficult it is to be a comedian. Right? He's telling me, right? He's going, right? Every taxi driver in Glasgow is a savant. Right? He's going, it must be hard, Must be hard being a comedian. You can't joke about anything these days. Hey, can't say anything. And then the conversation naturally led to the subject of Sam Smith. And the driver said, Sam Smith, did you see what that was wearing? Did you see what that was wearing at the Brit Awards? And I thought, bravo, driver, bravo, you have educated yourself. What a proud moment this is to hear such a progressive attitude, because in Glasgow, that is a gender-neutral pronoun. I thought, bravo, driver. This just gave me hope. If you had said, did you see what he was wearing at the Brit Awards, I would have stormed out of this taxi in disgust. I would have said, don't you dare misgender that. How dare you? There's always been easily offended people, and I will defend millennials like myself and the generation younger than me, because 36 is a good vantage point to tell the youth what the older people used to be like, and they were the original snowflakes. They were easily offended, and it's summed up in a game that a lot of you probably played, the game called Chap Door Runaway in Glasgow, Knock a Door Run, Knock a Dally, Knock Down Ginger, whatever it was called. The game has largely gone extinct, Owen. Right, the game involved, you would come home from school. I'll tell you the premise of the game, right, for those of you unfamiliar. You'd come home from school, you would change out of your school uniform and into your civilian wear, and then you would go and meet up with your associates, and you would patrol your neighbourhoods aimlessly. And then at one stage in the evening, you'd play the game where you'd walk up to people's houses and you would knock on the door and run away, confident in the knowledge that the man, always the man of the house, was going to come to his door expecting to greet somebody, as the knock suggested. But instead, he would see you and your associates fleeing his property and laughing. And that would trigger a reaction so strong in that man that he would abandon whatever plans he had made for his evening, whatever he was going to watch on the telly, whatever he was going to eat for his tea, insignificant. The only thing on that man's mind from that moment henceforth was hunting you and your associates down for as long is he deemed necessary. Right? Now that's a snowflake, right? You never damaged his door, you never entered his property, you knocked the door and ran away. Now for context, as a millennial, if somebody knocks on my door, I look at my wife looks at me, we both look at our phones. Did you just order something? Are you waiting for somebody? Are you expecting anything? No, same here. Let's just stay calm and hopefully they will f*** off. Or maybe one of us would tiptoe over to a window to get a visual on the door, stealth-like, and if there was nobody there and I just seen kids running away, I would think, thank f***. I thought there was actually somebody at the door. I thought I was poised to have a human interaction there, an unplanned human. Who needs that on a Tuesday night in 2023? I was quite enjoying sitting on the couch in the basement of my mind. I thought I was going to have to come up to reception to go live and greet somebody. I could only imagine saying to my wife, I'm heading out there to hunt these wee bastards down. Unthinkable. Where's my trespass fleece, darling? I might be a while. I cannot be expected to show restraint in the face of such blatant provocation. I could only imagine my wife on the phone to her mother. A bunch of kids knocked on the door and ran away. So that'll be Kevin for the night. They were snowflakes. They were the real snowflakes, the older generations. I remember spending hours in exile because you'd knocked on the wrong door, having to hide in bin sheds. The street lights would come on. Somebody in your platoon would eventually crack and start crying. Just, Chingy's still coming. Chingy's still fucking coming for us. Just keep your voice down, man. It could be anywhere. I just want to go home. This has been hours. Why do you always knock Harry McMaster's door? You know he's a loose cannon. Just shut up. It's all right. For everybody else, I'm the one that needs to walk back past his door. He's going to get me on my own. Children reduced to tears for knocking a door and running away. That's a snowflake. Right, if that was me, I would just stand at my window and I would say to my wife, isn't it great to see children out playing? That's how we handle that. Anyway.